All right, we're going to start off with a few things that I've already covered here in this video series that I'm doing. We're going to start with the basics, and we'll move on from there, I guess. So, all right, let's get going. So the first thing that I look for, and a lot of other things that people look for, are going to be the quality of the hands. So what I mean by that is, let me reach around the camera here. So the hands here that you see, the minute hand and the hour hand, they're going to be crisp and clean. They're not going to look like they were just punched out of some sort of press. Let me see if I can get a little bit closer here. Keep the light good. There we go. So they're going to look crisp and clean. No issues there. You're not going to see any burrs or anything like that. You can also look at the inlays, the white inlays in there. I believe it's opal. Those will be perfectly cut as well. Whenever you are looking at these, keep in mind that there are issues sometimes because these are handmade. So whenever you're authenticating Rolexes, it's kind of a totality of the circumstances type of thing. So that's the first thing I go to. Second thing I like to do is I like to play with the bezel a little bit. Bezel feels good, it sounds good. I know saying something sounds good to somebody that doesn't really know much about Rolex watches or anything like that, it's not really gonna help you guys out. But the more you watch these videos and the more that you kind of handle them or get an idea of what they're supposed to look like, you'll be able to feel it. The weight is another thing that I can't show you through a camera, obviously. So next we're going to look at the movement. So if you look at the second hand, it's kind of got like a tick but a sweep at the same time. See it kind of ticking, but it's almost like there's a bunch of ticks that make it look smooth up close. That's great. That's exactly what we want to see. The next thing we'll move on to is going to be the crown. Let me adjust my hand position real quick. Give me 1 second. Where's my other glove? Ready? Run off too. There it is. All right, so the crown that's on the dial, you can see it right there. See how all the stems are equal in width? They're not equal in length, which is normal, but they're equal in width, and that's what we're looking for. A lot of the fakes don't really pay too much attention to that, so that's one of the dead giveaways that you can see. We'll move on to the rehot. So the rehot is going to be this piece right here. Let me see if I can get it out here. Here we go. So if you can see right there, there's a Rolex symbol right there on the 12 o'clock position, and it's perfectly lined up. It's exactly what we want. Try to. That's better. There we go. All right. It's right there in that 12 o'clock position. That's exactly what we're looking for. We're going to look off to the 9 o'clock position here. And we're going to look for that the R right there is perfectly lined up, which it is. So we're good to go there. Now, if I can get it in the correct light, I can actually show you the etching on, yeah, you see the little smudge right there? Let me try to get a better view of it. Yeah, there it is. There's a little smudge right there. That's actually the laser etching into the crystal right here. So that's kind of what we're looking for there. We're gonna pull out the dial, or the crown, wind it up a little bit, see how it feels. Feels smooth. You're only going to feel resistance. It's not going to be difficult to turn. You're just going to feel like there's a little bit of resistance. You're not going to feel anything mechanical, maybe tiny micro clicks, but that's about it. So next, we're going to pull it out one. We're going to check the date. We're also going to check the magnification. Magnification looks good. Fonts look good. Everything's clicking correctly. All right, now let's see if we can get this to turn the date wheel when it hits the proper time. Of course, I'm gonna have to go all the way around. Time. Click. So on the subs, if you go backwards, it won't revert to the last date until around 35 or so. See there? And then it takes the whole way back almost to get it back. That's completely normal. It's exactly what we want. So that, how an authentic Rolex Submariner date looks, feels, runs. It's a beautiful watch. Look at that. All right. Next, we'll move on to the two-tone. Back it up a little bit. Get around here. All right. So this is the exact same watch, except it's in two-tone, obviously. It's got the polished, like half the band is polished, the other is going to be stainless steel, and that is actually gold. So same on this one. Hear the clicks, everything sounds good, it feels good, looks good, the weight is good. Let's look at the second hand. Looks good. Series of small ticks make it look like a sweep. Looks good. Let's look at the crown that's on the dial. The stems look perfect. They're the same width, different height, which is exactly what it's supposed to be. We'll look at the rehot. So that crown is at the 12 o'clock position where it's supposed to be. We'll go ahead and check the 9 while we're here. Yep, right there. Perfect. All right, let's check the magnification. Looks good. And let's start checking mechanics. Smooth, little bit of resistance like normal. You can't overwind these. They have a mechanism inside that kind of clicks over if after you get to the max and then just kind of resets to before the max. So you can't overwind it, but I still don't recommend doing it just because these are fine pieces of mechanical jewelry, and I wouldn't recommend doing that. But everything feels good there. Let's mess with the date wheel. Looks good. It's clicking good. All the font looks good. Looks great. All right, let's check the movement. Clicked perfectly, and then it's not going to go back until about 35. Yep, perfect. And then it'll switch right about now. Perfect. So that's another way to check the movement to see if it's a Rolex. Is those tiny things like that. It's kind of hard to replicate if you get a different movement because they will be switching back and forth at different times, different spots, things like that. So now let's see if we can get a look at the, come back to me. Let's go, camera. Right here. That's what you want. There we go. Let's see if we can see, there it is. See a little smudge right there? That is the, again, come on. Try to zoom in a little bit more, see if this camera can handle it. Get it in the light. Yeah, there it is. That's smudge. It's not a smudge. That is the Rolex etched crown into the crystal. So that is a real Rolex. That's what a real two-tone looks like. feels like. All right, we can move on to a GMT. Do the GMT Batman. This is the 126710 BLNR. It's got the black and blue bezel. Now, the difference between the sub and the GMT is that the bezel is unidirectional, and go both ways. And the clicks are wider. They fit into wider grooves, if that kind of makes sense. So we're going to check and make sure that lines up perfectly. It does. While we're there, we'll make sure that crown is there. It is, and it is perfectly aligned. Let's go ahead and check the 9 o'clock one. It's there. That R right there is what we're looking at. It's perfectly aligned with that. Good to go. Let's check the crown on the dial. A little bit closer. There we go. I like that. See all the little dust. All right, see that crown? Everything's completely uniform. No issues. The widths are the same. You can also take a look at the hands. Perfectly cut. No issues there. Check all those hands. We can go ahead and check the font while we're here too on the date wheel. Looks good. Let's wind it up. All right. Feels good, just like all the other ones. Buttery smooth, a little bit of resistance, good. Let's pull it out one. Check the hour. Clicks over perfectly. Now on the GMT, this is going to click back here. Now, if you remember on the subs, it clicks back more down here. So, and we're clicked back. We're good to go there. The weight feels good. Weight feels good. Overall, really good condition. Another thing that we can check that I can show you is going to be under the clasp. It's going to be that Rolex right there. So that is going to be perfect. A lot of fakes can't get that correct. So if you see any issues in there, let me see if I can get a zoom in on that. See how perfect that is? Good to go. That is a Batman. Sorry about my chair, it's a little loud. All right. You guys want me to do the bluesy and the root beer? Let me know. I can do another video here sometime soon. Drop us a like and a subscribe if you like this. Feel free to always reach out to us, even though if you're not necessarily buying from us or anything like that. I don't care personally. I'm just here to help. So message me at sales@impossible-watches.com. You can message me on Twitter. I'll do my best to help. Send me some pictures if you're not sure if something's authentic or not, and just kind of try to get the best quality pictures that you can. And I'll try to give you my best opinion on what I think of that watch in particular. But yeah, let me know if you want me to do the 2 other watches, and if you guys like this, we'll keep doing stuff like this and trying to spread some knowledge about real Rolex watches. So, all right, y'all. Thank you very much.